Welcome to the Coastal Alabama Prep Football Report on AL.com. It is a huge weekend region play in Coastal Alabama, but let's start talking about a rivalry game in Baldwin County, Ben. Fairhope against Daphne. This is a huge game.
Yeah, one of the only, maybe the only non-region game in the area. Still a big game. Fairhope really on a roll this year. They're 5-0. They're up to number 2 in Class 7A, the biggest class, behind only Hoover. Really been rolling over people so far this year. Daphne has played well in spots, but they've got 2 agonizing home losses, just coming off a home loss 18-17 against Murphy. But they have controlled this series, Randy. They won 22 of 25 and about 5 in a row. So it's a good matchup. It could come into play when you talk about tiebreakers for the playoffs, but not a region game, but still, a great game between 2 neighboring schools.
Let's talk about Baker, still on a roll, having a great year. They play Foley, a 7A matchup.
Yeah, this is a really big matchup to kind of hash out at this point who will be the second team behind Fairhope, assuming we go as scheduled right now. Both of them have 1 loss in the area, both to Fairhope. So Baker goes down there. Trey McMillan, Burt Chappell hurt 2 weeks ago against Fairhope, played last week, so everything should be good there. And, Foley's got a bruising running back too, Isaiah Lewis, who's just killing people. He carried it 45 times a couple of weeks ago. So it should be a good matchup. A lot of running in that game, and that'll be a key game in 7A Region 1.
And it's a deep slate of games this week in terms of quality.
Yeah, 2 more big region games. Jackson and Viger at Pritchard Stadium. That'll be a big game. St. Paul's is undefeated in that region, so that may be a fight for number 2 slot there. And then UMS goes to Thomasville. That's annually a great game, great rivalry, and usually decides who wins that 4A Region 1. So that'll be a good game up in Thomasville.
Quickly, we can't go the whole week without mentioning Spanish Fort. They were off last week, but about to play their first game without their star quarterback injured.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest question around right now is what will Spanish Fort do and how will they play without Tyler Johnson, who had ACL surgery last week. I believe Javon Brown will slide into there. He's an athletic guy. They may run more read option, but got some good receivers. So I know they had off week, came at a good time. They play Baldwin County. So tomorrow will tell a lot, I think, and then in the coming weeks they have Blunt and Daphne. So in the next 3 weeks we'll know more about where Spanish Fort will be without Tyler Johnson.
Game of the week is Daphne and Fairhope, but a really deep slate of good games in prep football in Coastal Alabama this week.